Hello and welcome to the United Stand Saturday Night Live if you're watching live. If not, you're still going to enjoy it. We're talking Ivan Perisic, we're talking James Rodriguez, Romelu Lukaku, Alvaro Morata and whatever pops up over the next few minutes or hours, minutes that we are going to be live with you. A very packed day. We did Lukaku this morning twice. We had the call in, the Skype show for Lukaku at 11:30 this morning, which was great, getting your opinion. We've done a Rooney video a couple of hours ago because he's off to Everton, and I'm glad we did all that early because, as I predicted, there is something else to talk about now. It's going to be fast-paced, I think, for the next few days with United transfer news, US tour, press conferences from Mourinho. It's going to be fast-paced, and we'll try to keep you updated. So, Ivan Perisic to Manchester United has taken a step forward apparently tonight. I've been fighting fires a lot today. People seem to think it's great to retweet old United Stand tweets, but you know, whatever rocks your boat. Perisic, there is a Twitter account. I forget the name of it, but everybody thinks it's Ivan Perisic's official Twitter account. It isn't. Basically, what it's done, it's tweeted tonight around a red circle. And everyone's like, oh, he's followed by Kondoblia and Miranda and the Croatian FA have tweeted him, etc. This is a fake account. It's a fake account, right? What he does, he begs for followers, then he deletes the tweets and he gets followers. He did exactly this tweet about 3 months ago, definitely in May, red circle, it's no longer on his timeline, he deletes it. It is a fake account, it is not that. Not because it's not verified, but it's definitely a fake account because I specifically remember the red circle 2 or 3 months ago. It's not there anymore. It's not true. So that doesn't mean that Perisic to Manchester United isn't going to happen. You can think it's true if you want. I'm telling you it's not. It's up to you. But the Instagram post, he is on Instagram officially. Perisic is on Instagram, and he did like the Lukaku to United post earlier on today. He's now deleted it, but he did like it. So there's your little hint about Perisic. We also had Demarcio last night saying that Manchester United just need to pay the right money to Inter, 50 million, I think it's 50 million euro, and they will let Perisic go. Perisic wants to come to Manchester United. Mourinho, if you believe, I think you can pretty much believe it. We know that Mourinho went over to watch Croatia v Ukraine in the international break at the end of March. That was for Perisic. Perisic didn't play, but his agent was there. It was for discussions, and I think Perisic is Manchester United or Mourinho's first choice. So I think Perisic to Manchester United will happen, unless we're going to do what we did with Morata, which is, well, we're not getting mugged off the price, we'll go elsewhere. I don't think that will happen with Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan have been quite consistent. They want 50 million euro. It's too much, 44 million pounds for Perisic, but Mourinho wants him, and he knows that pay that money, you get that player. I think the problem with Morata was that Morata was trying to get the deal to us, we were trying to get the deal for Morata, and Real Madrid were playing silly beggars, and I think we were faced with the prospect of it going on and on and on, and then this Lukaku deal was there that we could do now, and quite rightly I think we've gone and done it now. But with Perisic, I do expect it to happen. Do I like Perisic to Manchester United? Yes, I do. 28, fast, skillful, hard-working, tall winger. You don't normally get tall wingers, hard-working wingers are few and far between. Fast, skillful, and can score goals. He's got all the traits. I know he's not a popular choice. I know a lot of people I like who don't want Perisic, but my personal opinion is that he will be a revelation, and I'll be glad to get the deal done. And I think it will get done probably in the next couple of days because we need that player. And the alternatives, there are alternatives, but have we done the groundwork for that? I expect it to happen. It is Saturday night Q&A. I will be massively getting into your questions as per usual on Saturday Night Live. So get liking the video, get sharing the video, and we'll crack on with this. Now, Red Devil 117 says, Mark, what is this James Rodriguez situation? I realise it's in the title. I actually changed the title because I wanted to talk about Lukaku versus Morata next season. We'll just turn the power on. We don't want to lose it while we're live. We will talk about that a little bit later on, but just before we go live, there is sometimes breaking news. There might be stuff while we're live. I'll keep an eye on that for you. But yes, James Rodriguez will decide his future in the next 48 hours. It's breaking news. This is from AS in Spain. 2.5 million followers on Twitter, so it is a credible outlet. How close they are to Real Madrid, I don't know. I always get mixed up between AS and Marca. I think Marca are close to Madrid, but I suspect AS might be as well. Real Madrid fly out to the US tour for themselves on Tuesday, and Rodriguez wants his deal out of Real Madrid before then. He doesn't want to go on the tour, he doesn't want to rejoin. Florentino Perez, much like Morata, wants to keep James Rodriguez because of his commercialism, which I've told you lots of times before. We all know who James Rodriguez is in the UK, but his global appeal is massive, especially South America and other areas, Asia and everything like that. James Rodriguez is a big, big, big name, and I'm surprised United don't want him, but in a way I'm if we don't get him, if we don't want him, it's a deal we could easily do because he's got the same agent as Mourinho, and his global appeal would be exactly what Woodward wants. So Rodriguez to sort his future out in the next 48 hours. There are three main candidates. I'd say Manchester United as an outside bet because as much as we're linked to him, I'm not convinced we're in for him as much as I would like him. PSG, I think they've been quite open that they want him, and Chelsea. You know what I think is going to happen? I think he's going to go to Chelsea, and then I think Chelsea fans will try and salvage some sort of victory on us and say, that take the L, Man United fans, we've stolen Rodriguez from you. I don't think we're in for Rodriguez. I think if we want Rodriguez, we'll get him, and it's a very, very big different story to Chelsea basically begging Lukaku twice to come and him turning his nose up to come to United. I think if United want Rodriguez, they'll get him. I think Rodriguez is different to Morata. I think he wants to leave Real Madrid and he's quite open about that, and I think that forces Real Madrid's hand. I'm sure Alvaro Morata is sat there this weekend thinking, you know, what could have been with United, I should have forced the deal through, but that's history. Who knows, we might sign Morata as well. There's lots of stuff out there. I personally was talking to Jorty actually before we came live. I don't think we'll get Rodriguez because I just can't see us doing any deals with Real Madrid this summer. They want De Gea, we wanted Morata, we've annoyed each other, and I don't think it'll happen. But I would more than welcome James Rodriguez to Manchester United, and I suspect he probably will make a move very, very soon. Perez offers Chelsea 133 million for James and Morata, says 300 beats. You know what? We were talking about Rodriguez and Morata to United at one point. I'm not going to turn my nose up if Chelsea do it. They're good players. I still stand by the fact that I probably would have taken Morata over Lukaku, much like Gary Neville said this morning. I mean, I backed the Lukaku deal, as Gary said, and I'm sure he's going to score a lot of goals, and I hope that Mourinho is going to improve him even further. But Morata and Rodriguez to Chelsea, I think that would massively improve their squad. I think we've been talking about this all summer. Man City have still got some big signings to make, rest assured there. They've already bought Bernardo Silva in and a keeper. Chelsea will make some big signings, and I think we may be sat here in August saying we've not made any big signings. Well, we know we would have got Griezmann, but that fell through. But I think what we'll actually end up doing is signing circles to go in the holes we've got in our team. So Lukaku comes in because we need a number 9. Maybe not everyone's convinced by him, but he's a good signing. Perisic comes in because we need a winger. Again, good player, but not everyone will be convinced by him. Lindelof, we need a centre-back. Not everyone's convinced by him, but we're happy with him. And a centre defensive midfielder could be Dyer, could be Matic, hopefully Fabinho. Again, people won't be convinced by them. I don't think we're going to go and buy these big marquee signings, although Lukaku obviously cost us a lot of money. Right, I want to take some of your questions because that's what Saturday Night Live is all about. But I've given you the update on Perisic and Rodriguez. Man U says 9 Golan news. Apparently staying at Roma, that's what I was told today. But it's been very, very busy today. Lots and lots going on, and lots of stuff that you bat off as, yeah, we're not going to mention that. Some of it middle of the road, and then some of it, like we've spoken there about Rodriguez and Perisic, that I need to talk about. What has Mendes done for us? Says Samuel R. Well, I did say that in the week. What has Mendes done for us? He is a man who is Jose Mourinho's agent, but he's done nothing for United. We haven't had one player in the last couple of years from him since Mourinho came in. Apparently he worked on the Lindelof deal, but I don't know whether that's true. But apparently he doesn't like Woodward because of the De Gea fax machine and everything like that. So we'll see. I'm just checking if there's anything going on. I've just seen Wes Brown, tweet something about Rooney. Who we've done the video on Rooney, so I'm not fussed about that. I'm happy that we've done that. But I just did want to make sure it's not been announced as official. No, nothing there. Right, get off, Goldbridge. Get back to the comments. CFC007 says, I'm here to take my 2 L's happily. Lukaku is still a donkey though. Look, you know what? I know we do get a few Chelsea fans in here and fans of other clubs. You're more than welcome as long as you can do the banter without abuse, which a lot of you can, so that's great. Lukaku has had his medical, apparently. Well, we've done 2 videos on Lukaku today. I mean, when he's official, but we've discussed him. No Fabinho news, Will Scrimshaw, unfortunately. Mark, would you do a straight swap for De Gea for James? Sheshad the Beats. No, don't think anybody would. Remember to answer some of these yourself and I'll read them out as well. But no. I like Rodriguez, but De Gea's got to stay. I'd be gutted to lose De Gea now. I hope that is not going to happen. I thought we would lose De Gea this summer. I hope it's not going to happen. And if it was going to happen, we should have done it right at the start of the summer. I think the longer something goes on, and especially when you come back on the pre-season tour, you expect that player to be staying. And I'm expecting De Gea to stay now. And I'd be very, very angry if he doesn't. And I think that would be a failure on United's part. So hopefully he will stay. Aaron says he thinks we're going to sign Fabinho because Dyer and Nainggolan are not for sale, and Chelsea won't sell as Matic because we stole Lukaku. Well, we know that deals, well, we suspect that offers have gone in for Fabinho, but it all seems to be about PSG for Fabinho now, so I don't know what we're doing. I'm not convinced Fabinho Mourinho is Mourinho's first choice, but I hope we get him, of course. We've gone on about it for a long time. Would you want Marco Reus, says Eric Lord. Yeah, but he's a bit injury prone as well. Is Morata coming to United, says Raja Wahad. Well, if you believe the press, and can you believe the press? No, he won't. I mean, the most telling thing I would say about Morata was the day before Lukaku signed and it came out. There was something, I can't remember who it was, but it was, you know, not uncredible. It wasn't like in the Daily Star, saying that Mourinho had personally contacted Morata and told him not to stress. He will be coming to Manchester United just to sit tight while they sort out Real Madrid. And if that's true, I don't think Morata's going to believe anybody ever again. If you can't trust Jose's word. Will Fellaini get captaincy, says Fellaini fan. No, it will be Herrera. Will Lukaku be in the tour squad list tomorrow, says the Rated Review. Yes, I would hope so. Well, he might not be if it's not been announced officially, but we know there will be. Eclipse Elite says, is there still an 8:30 show? How does that work when we're live at 8 o'clock? What do you think? We're going to stop in 5 minutes and start again at 8:30. This Saturday night is always 8 o'clock. Every other night of the week it's 8:30. So we'll be going past 8:30, don't worry. We'll probably be live for about an hour, 45 minutes. Let's see how you go. See if you get fed up with me. See how many people are watching. Remember to like and share, and we'll crack on because this is going to be your Q&As. What number shirt will Lukaku get, Mark? Says the Red Devil 117. I'd give him 9. I quite like the idea of 10 being kept free for a new signing. I'd give him 9. Rooney is the greatest legend of Manchester United since George Best, says Connor Rippey. You're going to get some stick for that because, well, I don't know. CH says that his mum works for the medical staff for United. She's been told she has to come in tonight at 2 AM at Carrington. Well, it's a live comment, folks. I mean, I would say that is total nonsense. But, and also Lukaku's in LA, so he won't fly back. But maybe it's another signing. Are you looking forward to watching Andres Pereira in pre-season at the United stand? And this is from a logical reasoning. A very good question. I'm searching out good questions tonight. I'm very excited. You know I'm massively a fan of Andres Pereira. 2 years ago we went on the US tour. Me and Alex were getting up in the middle of the night to watch the games, and we couldn't shut up about Pereira. Van Gaal was the manager at the time. He played him a little bit. He scored a good free kick, and then he threw him in the deep end in a Champions League game and never really used him again. Played well in the pre-season tour, pre-season game against Wigan last season. Mourinho was very complimentary of him, and I think it's one of the things that Mourinho got really right last summer. He knew he wasn't going to get to give Pereira many games. He sent him on loan. He played every week for Granada, it was Granada. Was one of the best players in La Liga in a team that got relegated. And that 1 year for him will be absolutely superb. Now he comes back to Manchester United. Mourinho gets to have a look at him again, and he'll make a decision as to whether he can be part of the first team squad or whether he needs to go out on a loan. If he needs to go out on a loan, I'm fine with that. But put him out on loan in the Premier League. Send him to Bournemouth or somewhere where he's going to play. I think this lad's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for the US tour. For everybody who's been asking, are you going to do watch-alongs? Yes, we are. Definitely. The first one is LA Galaxy, which is a week Saturday. We'll do Saturday Night Live at 8 o'clock next week. and then we'll be live at about, it's a 3 o'clock in the morning UK time Sunday for the LA Galaxy game. So we will be back doing a watch along for that. Really looking forward to the US tour watch alongs actually. They will be at funny hours, but then again, if you're one of the global fans, it will be great for you. 3 o'clock in the morning UK time could be really good for you in Asia and America and everything like that. So really looking forward to that. Join us for that. It'll be similar setup to this. Live comments going through the screen. We can all watch the game and have our thoughts on it. So I can't wait. I'm very excited. I was talking to the wife actually about that before I went live, saying I can't believe that the pre-season games start next week and then it's pretty much run into a new season. Never stops, does it? I mean, next year we've got a World Cup as well. It's a great question. I enjoyed that. I will be at the Galaxy versus United game, says Je m'appelle Kik. Hey, if you are American and you're going to any of the games and you fancy doing a bit on your phone and send it in us, we'll show everybody. So that'd be great. You could even do us a little bit of a couple of minutes afterwards on your phone. Give us your thoughts. We're more than happy to put it up. That's what we're going to start doing for next season anyway. Chelsea will move for Torino striker Andrea Belotti and will have to pay about 90 million to sign the international. Oh, that's from Anthony Amilla, who's made a contribution on the super chat there. Thanks for that, Anthony. You see, I'm not going to moan. Lukaku's our man. He wasn't my first choice. I have my concerns about him. I'm not going to moan. He's our man. I'll back him, and Lukaku gets our backing, and that's the way it should be. But you know what I've been on about Belotti. I only last night said I think Belotti will be one of the best strikers in the world in the next 2 years. And I do like Morata. It's going to be interesting. You know what? Maybe Belotti comes to Chelsea and he's a flop and we dodge a bullet. So take the positive. But I think he's a good signing if they get him. Ryan Williams says, do you think we will get any Galacticos this summer, Mark? It's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I think if you'd asked me that a couple of weeks ago, I'd have said, yeah, there's a chance that we will, but I live on. I'm not as bad as Mourinho. I think Mourinho plays the averages very, very well. It plays like the sort of the statistics game and everything like that. I just play off history a little bit, and when you're on the US tour or when you're on tour, it's harder to do business with people. I've already mentioned tonight that Real Madrid go on their tour on Tuesday. So hypothetical situation, we want Gareth Bale. Well, yes, we're both in the same country, but getting the deal done when you're on tour, it's not easy because people are training and stuff. Everyone thinks it is easy, but it's not. But deals will be done while we're on the tour. Are we in for a Galactico signing? If we are, nobody's really got a clue. But nobody had a clue about Lukaku. Things can change very, very quickly. And maybe we're not in for a Galactico now, but Mourinho trains with the squad this week and goes, you know what, Ed? We are massively missing this. I thought this team was going to be good enough, but we really need somebody like this. Go and get me, I don't know, Dembele from Dortmund, and we'll see. Andy MT's made a contribution. Thank you, Andy. He says Lindelof, Lukaku, Perisic, Rodriguez. 2 thumbs up. Lindelof, Lukaku, Perisic, Rodriguez. We still need a CDM, but you add Fabinho into that, I'll be very, very happy. I'm not totally fussed about us getting a Galactico or a big major signing this summer. I mean, you could say it's Lukaku for the money we've spent, but we all know that he's not really that sort of world star player. He maybe will be in a couple of years, hopefully. But I'd be happy if the 4 or 5 signings we make are signings that make us better in the weak areas, because we've got a good team. I do think we lack a star. I look at next season and yeah, Rooney going's right. Zlatan going is sad because of the injury. Pogba gets injured, and who's the star in that team? I think, as I said before, massive season. I mean, dream scenario here. We sign nobody apart from what we've got, Lukaku and Lindelof. But we sign nobody. We've got Lukaku and Lindelof as signings. That's it. But next season, Martial plays to his full potential. Mkhitaryan plays to his full potential. Rashford continues to grow, and Pereira comes back a star. That's 4 players that in varying ways we didn't have last year, and those 4 could take us up to a next level. I think them 4 are really, really important. Do you think Lukaku will convince Belgium mate Nainggolan to United? Still time, says Tayyip. It could be. It could be. The Belgian connections is a good one to have, because there's a lot of good Belgian players out there now, even for the future for United. And Fellaini, what influence he's got, I don't know. But Lukaku is a big player for Belgium, so maybe in the future that could help. Renato Sanchez still available, says Rick Pal. Consi Jr. says, will Herrera go to Barcelona? I think if we can fend off Barcelona, who are clearly interested in Herrera, whose new manager at Barcelona did manage him at Atletico Bilbao, I think that's just testament to how much Herrera loves Manchester United. I think normally a Barcelona player or a Barcelona or Real Madrid come for a United player and you hold your breath. So that's great. I'm totally relaxed that Herrera will be a player for United next season, which just goes to show what a star he is for us and how much he buys into what Manchester United is. And I think him and Mata definitely get what United are about, and I really want them to stay. Hi Mark, I watch this show every day. Channel feels like a family. What do you see as the 5-year future for United given how things are going? That's from Eric Guerrera. He's done a live chat there. You can do live chats on the bottom. I'll always read them out for you, but I am going to try and get through a lot of live comments tonight as well. But if you do a super chat through the dollar thing at the bottom, thanks very much. But make sure you leave a question because obviously we want to give that shout out for you. 5-year plan for United. Well, let's say we've done a year already, because that's Mourinho's first year, and we've won the Europa League and we're back in the Champions League, so we've achieved what we wanted to. I think year 2's got to be the Premier League. I think we've got to win the Premier League next year, or come very close, but I think, you know, no point in lowering your expectations. We've got to win it. Not bothered about the FA Cup, not bothered about the League Cup, not really bothered about the Champions League. Let's get to the quarterfinals and see what happens, but win the league. Year 3... retain the league and really challenge for the Champions League. Year 4, got to win the Champions League. So I think over the next 4 years, we've got to win the league twice and win the Champions League once. And I think that would be good progress for United. Very good progress. We've got to get back to where we were under Sir Alex Ferguson, really, where we can go into each season as very, very strong contenders to win the title and a threat in Europe. And we're not there yet. Sean Maxfield's made a contribution. Thank you, Sean. He says... Perisic, Rodriguez, Lukaku, Lindelof. Good window. I think it's not the same one because it's just come up. Perisic, Rodriguez. Yeah. No, it's not a good window, Sean. It's a good window apart from the fact that we must sign a centre defensive midfielder. We cannot. I remember under Sir Alex Ferguson we used to do this. Every summer we wanted a midfielder and he wouldn't get one because of the value in the market. We've got to get a midfielder and I'll be stunned if Mourinho doesn't. Unless by some miracle he thinks Fosu Mensah's ready, in which case, great. AP Stevens, do you think Javier Hernandez might come back? £15 million as a backup striker, yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Do you think we can win the... this is a good question from Papi Mimo. He says, do you think we can still win the league if we don't sign a centre defensive midfielder? No, I'll say no, because I have been consistent about that. Our midfield at the moment consists of Pogba, Herrera, Fellaini, Carrick and Fosu Mensah. It's not good enough. I mean, Pogba and Herrera, great. Carrick is a declining force. Fosu Mensah probably isn't ready yet. And Fellaini causes his own problems. So that 5 can't win us the title. We need somebody else. We need somebody else. Even if it's 1, I think we need 2. But we definitely need 1. What if we win the Champions League, says White Shadow 77. Oh, I'm sure I'll be happy winning the Champions League and not the league. It's always a great question, that. What would you rather win, the Champions League or the league? I'm a bit old school like Sir Alex. He started every season and the priority was the league, to be the best team in England over 38 games. But I want us to win. I want us to have more than 3 Champions Leagues. I really do. European Cups, whatever you want to call them. But if you're asking me what I want to win next season, I had a choice between the Champions League and the Premier League. You know what? I think part of me probably would take the Champions League just to stick it up Barcelona and Real Madrid. Normally I'd say the Premier League, but Leicester won the Premier League a year ago, didn't they? Chelsea won it this year without European football. As long as the caveat was, if we give the league up to win the Champions League, Liverpool don't win it, and Arsenal don't win it, and City don't win it. Spurs win the league next year, and then we win the Champions League, and I'll be very happy. Matthew Steen, is Lukaku a record fee at 90 million? I don't know where this 90 million is coming from. I really don't know. I haven't seen anything about 90 million. It's 75 as far as I was concerned. I've just had a question via a DM from Matthew Morgan. Really got a lot of time for Matthew Morgan, at Matty Morgan and 123 on Twitter. Often sends me messages about transfer news and stuff at funny hours, but I do appreciate it. And he's just said Rodriguez to Manchester United in the next 48 hours, which is what it is in the tagline for this show. Just to remind people who might have joined a bit later, AS basically saying that Rodriguez wants out of Real Madrid in the next 48 hours. They're going on their tour on Tuesday. He doesn't want to go on tour. He wants a move. United, Chelsea, PSG are the clubs linked to him. I don't think we'll get him. I just don't think United or Madrid will want to deal with each other again this summer. But unless Rodriguez really wants United and we really want him, I don't think it will happen. I'd be very happy if it did happen. I think he's a very, very good player, and I think now that Rooney's gone, I can see a spot for Rodriguez, because Rooney wasn't really an out-and-out number 9. Would it hinder Pereira when we've already got Mata and Mkhitaryan? There's lots of questions about it. I don't think we'll get Rodriguez, though. I don't. I'd take him, but I don't. I think he'll probably end up at Chelsea, which, again, is going to be quite interesting. Steve, people still going on about that Perisic Twitter account, which is fake, although his liking of the Lukaku signing off his Instagram wasn't. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did sign Perisic, yes. Mark, do you think we can win the treble in a couple of years' time? That's from Lashaka Phillips. And Hussam Abid says James or Fabinho. I take Fabinho because I just think, you know, a lot of United fans will be like me, thinking out the box, what's best for the team, and we need a centre defensive midfielder, so I'd take the centre defensive midfielder. Do you think we can win the treble in the next couple of years? Nothing is impossible, but I think people don't understand how great that treble was and how hard it was to do. I mean, I remember it vividly, and it was a lot of luck, a lot of skill, and a lot of things fell into place. It's very difficult to win an FA Cup, a Premier League and a Champions League. The problem is, and we saw it with the Europa League, once it hits March, I mean, we got knocked out of the FA Cup by a dodgy ref, but actually, if we'd had that semi-final, I don't know where we would have fitted it in. And our league form went to absolute hell, didn't it, really? So sustaining an FA Cup run in the latter stages, a league run in the latter stages, and the Champions League over 2 legs. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know whether a team could do that again. I really don't. So I'm not expecting us to do it. I'm very happy I witnessed it. And for those who didn't, I'd love us to do it again, because I certainly enjoyed it. And I remember sat there in Malahide, Dublin, where I lived at the time, sat on the marina with a couple of the lads at about 3 o'clock in the morning after winning the Champions League final. Massive cigar, bottle of whiskey. I had to be in work at 7 the next day. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm not going home. I'm not going home, because I want to remember this moment for the rest of my life and enjoy it. And, you know, it was nice the next day with a massive hangover remembering it, but it was not as nice as being sat there with that beautiful view with a cigar in one hand, a whiskey in the other, and the euphoria of the night, and you don't want it to end. So I would love you all to have it again, but I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting it. I've got a super chat here. I can't get it up. Oh, that's what she said. Tom R says, is Mini Raiola the agent for any wingers? We need better and younger than Perisic, says Tom R. Thanks for the contribution, Tom. I don't know whether Perisic is Raiola's clients. I know he's Balotelli is one of his, Donnarumma is one of his, Matuidi is one of his. But other than the ones that have already come to United, I'm not too sure who his client list is. I haven't had a look. But I think people need to be a bit fair to Perisic. We can't keep signing young players. We do need a bit of experience. We've lost Zlatan, we've lost Rooney. There's not a lot of experienced players in the team over 25. And I think that's why Perisic was targeted. He's got all the attributes we need, plus he's got experience. So I think it's important. A lot of people on about... I'm going to take some Twitter ones right now. A lot of people are on about Lukaku's arrest. We knew about this morning. It's no major news. It was like public disturbance or something. He got a ticking off. There's nothing. Happy birthday to Calibu. It's his birthday today. And if the window closed right now, where would you see United finishing in the league, Champions League, FA Cup and EFL? So that's a good question from Apathetic Gamer. I think it's one we should take at a positive angle, really. If the league, if the transfer window's shut now, unexpectedly, where would everyone finish in the league? Well, we've got a centre-back in Lukaku. I think we'd do quite well. We do need a winger, and we do need a centre defensive midfielder, but I think we'd get by. You look at Chelsea and Spurs, they've not improved, they've not bought anybody. Liverpool have bought Salah. Is that it? Arsenal haven't bought really anybody. I think it depends how we performed, really. I don't think we do too bad. Cathal said he was in the Goblet and Artane. What a night on the night of '99. Yeah, I was in Malahide. I wasn't in Malahide Mark. Malahide Mark might have been inside. No. No, I was at a house party on Malahide, in Malahide, on looking out. As you just go into Malahide from the Port Marnock side, there's like the turret house. Just along there, there's a big house. I knew a lad who lived there, and there was about 30 of us watching it in his living room. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Nearly smashed my ankle to pieces on the Sheringham goal. The Solskjaer goal, I celebrated it, but the Sheringham goal I celebrated more because I thought we'd lost. I thought that was it, gone, and that the equaliser just was amazing. I prefer the Solskjaer goal now because it's the winner, but at the time I exerted so much energy on the Sheringham equaliser, and I knew we were going to beat him in extra time. The Solskjaer goal just came as a shock. Sean Hittenberger, thanks for the contribution. He says, I'll send you pics video from US Tour game in San Jose against Real. Love your show. Lukaku equals beast mode. Go United stand. Sean, thank you for that. If you are going to any of the US Tour games in the US Tour over the next few weeks, it's something we're going to start doing for the new season, for the Premier League and everything else like that. If you're at games, what we're going to say is we want to start getting more of you involved, like Skype Goldbridge. So if you are at the game, by all means, send us footage from inside the ground. That would be very interesting. But while you're in the ground or outside the ground, I don't know how it works in America because it's a bit different to the UK. But while you're in the ground or just outside the ground, just hold your phone up. We'll get someone to hold it up for you and give us a couple of minutes match review, and we'll get it up on the channel. More than happy to do that. We want to start doing that next season to give more and more fans just a couple of minutes, because we might get a few of these in. Just really give us your honest opinions on the game in the United Stand way. Not scripted, no one chucking you certain questions. You just go for it, whatever you think. Ewan Gordon says best fan channel ever. I don't know whether he's watching ours. Thanks for that, Ewan. Momit Chowdhury says, Mark, you always ignore me and you blocked me once. I don't block anyone. I don't do the live comments, so I can't. Well, I have blocked a couple, I'll be honest, but that was vulgar. Akash Raj says, how could we sell our club legend? I presume you're talking about Fellaini. No, Rooney. Time moves on, mate. It does. I remember Beckham, Ronaldo, Keane, gutted, absolutely gutted when they went, but the club stays the same. Manchester United carries on, and it was time. Let's be honest, it was time for Rooney to go. So I think what a lot of people are doing is focusing on the positive and all the good things he did, which I totally have no issue with. But in total honesty, I am happy that he's going, and I'm excited about the future. Not happy in a ha 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 you're going way, but happy in a way that this is the right decision for Rooney and Manchester United. And I tell you what, from a total football perspective, I'm very, very excited. I hope Everton are on the telly a lot in the next few weeks of the season, because I want to watch Rooney play for Everton. I want to see, because has anyone considered this? That what if Rooney goes and plays for Everton and starts playing like the old Rooney again? We would seriously have to readjust our thoughts on Rooney and say, has he just not been interested in United for the last few years? Because his form over the last 3 years has been atrocious, let's be honest, and that's why he's going. But what if he went to Everton and he was suddenly a good player again? Would people start saying Mourinho, Van Gaal suppressed him and no? I think the fact would be Rooney just didn't give a damn and wasn't trying, and I don't think that's true. So I'm very interested to see what Rooney can do next year, but I would have to honestly say I think he's finished. I think we've seen that, which I'm surprised Everton want him, but it's going to be very exciting. There's a lot of exciting things. I've not even touched on what if Chelsea get Morata, we've got Lukaku. All season the press are going to throw those two together and be saying, oh, one's better than the other. United should have got Morata. Look at him, he scored another hat-trick for Chelsea. Or Lukaku scored a hat-trick. I bet Chelsea are really fed up. I think it's going to be a very exciting next season. I think last season we were sold a bit of a dummy, where everyone was like, it's City against United and the Premier League title will be in Manchester one way or the other. And it looked like that for the first few games, and then both imploded. I think this year it's going to be very unpredictable, but lots of little battles, which is good. And there's no love lost between Conte and Mourinho, so that could be the big one. Remember to drop a like on the video if you like Saturday Night Live. I enjoy it. It's a little bit more flows better, I think. And oh, my hair's looking good tonight. Look, you know, this is sometimes I don't know whether you are somebody who takes care of your hair, but when I gel it in the morning, obviously it's quite rigid. But by the night, sometimes it's in position, but you can put your hand through it, look, and it will stay in position. I like it. I think I should trademark my haircut. There's no one quite like it, is there? Ethan Kelly's made a contribution. He says, if we get James, we won't get the best out of Pogba. He'll be forced to defend more, and that's not what Pogba is best at. We need Fabinho and Douglas Costa. By the way, it's my birthday, and I'm going to the game in DC. Happy birthday to you, Ethan Kelly. So we've got somebody at the game in DC. We've got someone at the game in LA. We've got somebody at the game in Salt Lake against Madrid. That's 3 of you then. So we're expecting 3 mobile phone match reactions. Come on, do it. Do it for the stand. Want to get more and more of you involved. I actually tell you what I want to do, because so many of you phone in on Skype, and I think it's hard to get you visually because I want to see the live comments going up there. But it'd be nice to get some faces on the new faces on the United stand next season. You know, it is your channel. I'll keep telling you that, and we want to see more of you involved, and the opportunity's there. Even if you're only going to go to 1 United game next season, just do something. If you want, you know, if you're comfortable doing it, get someone to hold a phone up and do it. It'd be great. Absolutely love it. United should buy Morata first over Lukaku, says Raymond. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Can we get Goldbridge top hairstyling tips video, says AP Stevens. I think the day I go down that road is I mean, well, there's pretty much I could probably do anything, because there's people who can't stand me and there's people who obviously don't mind me. So yeah, I'll do your tip on hair in the mirror if you want. Griezmann's coming in January, by the way, says Harry Abel. Could do with him now. We could do with him now. Leo Connor says it's your channel, Mark. Lee, do you want... If you don't like watching it, don't watch it. But if you've been watching it for the last 3 years, the United Stand is a fan channel by the fans for the fans, and you've got no idea what goes on behind the scenes. But I can categorically, honestly tell you that this channel will always be the fans channel, and that is what it was implemented for, and that's what it will always be. And people can do whatever they want to do, but we are the only channel that Monday and Thursday goes live and gets people calling in. We've got guests coming on all the time, and we've got lots more of that sort of content planned for next season. If you think we involve you a lot now, next season is going to go to another platform, and that has always been the vision for the United Stand. And I've been saying for 3 years now, it is your channel, it's you get involved in it. And a lot of you tell us back, you know, it feels like a community, and that is what we are building here. I think that the live comments is just the best place. I come on sometimes, set the stream up an hour before we go live, and I'll often just sit there for 10 minutes having a beer reading what you're all saying, because there's a great community. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let me have a look at a couple of things. Chelsea have apparently bid for... You know, the funny thing is, it's going to go funny, isn't it, with Lukaku, because Lukaku's not my first choice, but now we've got him, I'm happy. Chelsea have bid 80 million for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What have I been saying all summer? Who was your first choice striker? Aubameyang. If you don't get him, who would you like? Icardi. If you don't get him, who would you want? Belotti. If you don't get him, who do you want? Morata. Lukaku was never in my top 5. I just hope these players that I would have liked, whether it's Belotti, Aubameyang, Morata, if they do go to Chelsea, I hope they flop, because then none of us have to go. We should have got them. Somebody just sent me a very good list. This is Cool Trainer Joe at Joe Cologne. Thanks for this, Joe Cologne. He sent me a list of all the players who are under... This is interesting, actually. I wish I could get this up on the screen. It'd take me too long to set it up. So this is a list of the players that are managed by Mini Raiola. So who could we sign next? And there's a couple of really interesting ones. This one won't surprise you. I didn't know this. Justin Kluivert. Remember after the game against Ajax, the little chat from Mourinho, stay where you are for a year and I'll sign you next summer? Well, that will probably happen more likely now, because Mini Raiola is his agent. Anybody else of interest who looks decent? Sergio Romero. Not a lot of people might not know that. There's a midfielder at AC Milan called Bonaventura. Donnarumma, as we know, Blaise Matuidi, Mkhitaryan. I mean, his top 3 clients are at Manchester United. Pogba, Lukaku, based on value. Pogba, Lukaku, Mkhitaryan. They're his top 3 clients there at United. Matuidi is his 4th. Donnarumma 5th. Bonaventura is 6th. Then Balotelli, Ibrahimovic, Romero. Just trying to see Justin Kluivert. He's got a lot of young players underneath him. I think that's what he does. I'm just having a quick look if there's anybody else that might just jump out as a future United player. I think the Kluivert one's probably the most interesting. Leandrino, Brazilian left winger. Yeah. So yeah, probably not anybody that's going to come to us, to be honest. But there we go. Thanks for that. Thanks for sending me that. And as I was saying before, I think it's going to be very, very busy for United over the next couple of days. And you know, something. In a way, I hope something doesn't happen tonight because it's been a very, very busy day. But again, things seem to happen around 10:30, and it could be something tonight. Sunday papers in the morning. Going to do a ramble with Robbie tomorrow. Something different. Let's get outside a bit. It's been nice weather. We'll do a ramble with Robbie. It'll be around 11 o'clock tomorrow. It'll be off my phone. So you've got to subscribe to the United Stand and hit the bell. Every other stream, it will go up on the channel an hour before and the live comments are open and you can all have a chat. When it's off my phone, it'll be instant live. You need to be following us on Twitter, or you need to have the notifications and a subscriber, and then it will just ping up on your notifications. That'll be 11 o'clock tomorrow. Out with Robbie. I just wanted to have a quick scan on Twitter and see what questions we got on there, because I know I asked some. Okay. Sam says, I think we need Fabinho more than Perisic. Rodney says, who would the ideal winger and centre midfielder be to assist the strikers, non-Galactico? Get commenting. That's Rodney, who comes on a Tuesday. Give us your thoughts. What winger and midfielder would you go for? And I'll carry on down here, and by the time you've typed it, it'll be coming up on my screen. Do you think we can still sign a top 10 player? I don't know. What are your thoughts on us playing with a back three? I quite like that thought, but we need to sign another striker to do it. How many more signings do you think we'll make? That's from Dom G. So we made 2. I think we'll make another 2, but I actually think we'll make another 3 at least. Would you have Pereira as number 10, Ryan Curry? I don't know. I mean, Pereira did very, very well. Very, very well in Spain. I think he's ready, but I don't see Mourinho giving him the number 10 role from the off. I hope he does. And the one thing about, everyone says, oh, he doesn't like youth. And I think the treatment of Fosu Mensah was poor last season. But look at the amount of young players we're signing. He's fully investing in youth. So I just hope Pereira gets some chance. Jason Bowditch, would you replace Rooney with Rodriguez this summer or wait to get Griezmann in January? Oh, I don't know. That's a very good question. Very, very good question. It's tough. I mean, part of me has said that, you know, I really liked Griezmann. I really wanted him. And part of me said, I've said it publicly, don't want Griezmann now. If he can't come to United when he's given the opportunity, I don't want him. But then I think, well, if we sign James Rodriguez, that might hinder Pereira because they're quite similar players. Chelsea are linked to everybody now because this is the press for you. Chelsea can deal with what we've had for the last few weeks. We've signed Lukaku, and everyone we were interested in, the press will now push towards Chelsea. So Aubameyang, Belotti, Morata, they can deal with that. If they get one of those, they're good strikers, I think. Dembele, Ousmane Dembele, chances on him, I don't know. He's a very good player, but I don't know. Chinmi says, would you sign another striker, or would you wait till next season for Antoine Griezmann? Well, Griezmann's not a striker anyway. Griezmann's an in behind the striker. So it's hard really, because if we sign Perisic and then we've got Lukaku and then you sign another striker, we've got Rashford and Martial. Where are they going to get involved? To be honest, I sort of hope that we don't sign another striker. We stick with Lukaku, Rashford, Martial, and we do sign Perisic, because then it gives us that movement, but it will allow Martial and Rashford to get a lot more game time. So yeah, I think I would go with that based on the signing of Lukaku. If we'd signed Belotti or Morata, I wouldn't have minded getting another striker, but I think Lukaku is such a definitive number 9 who plays up front on his own. I think that's the way we will go. Apparently Rooney's passed his medical. Good for him. We needed that to happen. It'd be a bloody disaster if he failed it. Would you sign another striker? Would you sign a CAM? Says Ziad. I think we've more or less covered that. And the Griezmann point is a good one, that he would be cup tied in January as well. And I don't remember a massive deal being done in January before. I think if Griezmann's going to come, it'll be next summer. And probably around this time next summer, because we'll have the World Cup. No, the World Cup runs a bit later as well as this time next year. It's going to be an odd summer next summer, because the World Cup runs a little bit later, I think. Be late signings. Speculations are James Rodriguez will join Chelsea from Aftar. I fully expect that to happen. I do. I think Chelsea are going to make a couple of signings that really do sort of make us think, oh, we would have liked them. Thoughts on Neymar to United? None. AHMB Gaming? None. United can do anything, but I don't think that's going to happen. I've got a super chat from Sean Hittenberg. He says, what about Martial at left wing, and forget about Perisic? Martial, Pogba, Mata, Mkhitaryan and Lukaku up top. Thanks for the contribution, Sean. Yeah, the thing is though, what if we are signing Perisic not to be a first teamer? What if we're signing him to be another player? I mean, the trouble with United for me for last season was that the squad's just not good enough, but it's a massive squad. So what if Martial pulls his hamstring? Who are we going to play left wing? Ashley Young? The Lingard? This is the problem with United. We can't move away from the fact that we need to do more than sell Rooney and sign Lukaku and Lindelof. We need to sign 4 or 5 players and sell 4 or 5 players and promote people like Pereira and Fosu Mensah more. I don't want Ashley Young in the team anymore. I definitely don't want Janusaj. I don't see why he's not been sold yet. That needs to happen. We need to get rid of one of the centre-backs out of Jones and Smalling. We definitely need to sign a winger. We do need to sign a winger. And let's not forget, I've not said this about Perisic, he's two-footed, so he can play right and left. And that in itself is very rare. So another reason why I would sign Perisic there. And yeah. Okay. Ashley Young is going, says Azonjo. I think I should Perisic can play left wing or left wing back, says Abdul Malik. And Matuidi to Manchester United, Fabinho to PSG because Raiola Matuidi's agent, says Italk20. I'll be happy with Matuidi. I've always said I'd be happy with Matuidi. I know there's a bit of doubts from him from a lot of the French fans, but I think for what we need, I'd be more than happy with Matuidi, to be honest. Real Baller Gaming says, what's your thought on Matic? You're not getting me in a bad mood. I know what's happening there. I've got people asking me, do I think things will happen tonight? Anything can happen with United. Anything can happen. You know what? Part of me would be very surprised if we're not doing another show later on tonight. I've had a question here from Karan. He says, don't you think left back is a serious issue with Shaw injury problems and Darmian wanting to leave? This is what I mean. I think it's just it never ends with United, does it? I think we've invested a lot of time. If you've been watching the United show, United Stand for the last few weeks, we've invested a lot of time talking about potential deals, talking about fallen through deals, with nothing actually happening. For the last month, Lindelof's come in, nobody else has come out. In the last week, it looks like Rooney's gone out and Lukaku's come in, but it's still only 2 signings in and 1 out. And we've been doing this for 6 weeks now, really invested in it as fans. I'm not talking about the show, I'm talking as fans. It's been tiring at times, but ultimately, we're at a point where 1 player's gone and 2 have gone in. That's got to go up to about 5 in and 5 out for me. So we're not even halfway through what's going to happen, which means it is going to be busy. There are going to be lots of links. There are going to be a lot of breaking news stories, and we'll be there with you. But I can't give you the answers. If I'd said to you last week we're going to sign Lukaku, people would have gone, nah, never going to happen. And then it happens. So in a week's time, we might have Raji Nainggolan playing for United. Who knows? Who knows? Chandarip Sahar has made a contributions. He says, what can I do to increase followers for the United stand? Not money-wise. Staying in India. Should I mail United stand? Absolutely love the show. I don't know whether you're asking for how do you get more followers for your Twitter account or not, but send us an email. soccerboxtv@gmail.com is our email. Send us an email. I'll give you a few tips on how to grow your Twitter accounts if you want. Rahul Matthew, Mark, thanks for the contribution, Rahul. He says, Mark, whom do you prefer, Fabinho or Nainggolan? That's the question I don't want to answer. I'm not even gonna sit on the fence. I'm gonna say if we're in for both, take both. I think we two midfielders would make us a lot stronger. Nainggolan can sort of do attacking stuff. Fabinho can do defending stuff, and Fabinho can play in a number of positions. So I would do both. If we got one of them, I'd be very happy. Afan Gruel's made a contribution. He says, at United stand, Mark, talk about Gareth Bale possibilities. Real clearly want Mbappe, but will need to clear space for him to be a starter. Afan, what I would say about Gareth Bale to Manchester United is it's been going on all summer. Lots and lots of people have been saying Bale to United to us. I've read a lot about it. You know, it's sort of the big deal that could happen all summer. But I just don't see us dealing with Real Madrid. I just don't see us happening. If we can deal with Real Madrid again, then we could get Rodriguez, we could get Bale. But I think there's a lot of damage and there's a lot of bad feeling between the two clubs because of what's happened with Morata, because they want De Gea. I don't think either club really wants to deal with each other. Let's not forget Ronaldo. I mean, he could come to United still. No, I'm not going to start that one off. Matthew Dale says that the Sun are saying that we might beat Chelsea to Bakayoko. Again, if we sign Bakayoko, it's another player I don't really want. But if we sign him, I'll back him. But I'll say it now. I'm not going to tweet it again because it'll just get retweeted loads when we sign him. But my problem with Bakayoko is his positional sense isn't great and he's slow. And that worries me because that's exactly what we need in the midfielder, is somebody who is not slow. That's why I didn't want Matic. I want somebody who's dynamic and fast. Shahir Saman Chowdhury says, Mark, your thoughts on our next number 7? I can't answer it, mate. I really don't know. And Callum Bryn Jones has asked the same question. I don't know. Do you keep the number 7 shirt vacant or do you hand it out? Let us know in the comments right now. I mean, the options for the number 7 as we stand, there isn't really anybody. There's no real definitive number 7. I mean, you could give it to Mkhitaryan. I don't think he did enough last year to get it. You could give it to Rashford, but he's a forward. I don't give it to Lingard. I can't see it going to anybody. I think it might have to be kept vacant, but will they keep it vacant? I don't know. Brian Robson used to wear 7. Give it to Herrera. I think that would please a lot of people, actually. It just popped into my head. I think next captain Haraz will be Carrick and Herrera as the next captains. Let's have a look at this. Sometimes when I go a little bit quiet, I'm checking stuff out. And right, come back. Is that another super chat? Jeff Doherty has made a contribution. Thanks, Jeff. He says, if Gareth Bale was going to be a United player, it would have happened by now. Well, no, it could happen at any time, couldn't it? But I don't think so. I would like to get Dembele from Chelsea, from Ousmane Dembele from Dortmund. Whether I think that'll happen or not, I just don't know. I really don't. Herrera captaincy suggests one midfield signing. Edwin Castro. Ash Eddie 17. Anything on Smalling being sold? I think that Smalling will be sold because he's the most valuable one we've got out of Smalling and Jones. I would sell Jones. I would get rid of Jones. He's always going to be an injury-prone player. But I think Smalling will get more money for, and I think Smalling wants to play first team football, whereas Jones is just happy to be at Manchester United. So I think Smalling would go. I'd get rid of Jones, but I think Smalling will go. It'd be interesting to see who goes on the tour. I think there'll be a lot of people going on the tour who aren't going to be United players next summer. I think Rooney would have been going on the tour if Everton hadn't sorted it out quick enough. But, you know, Januzaj will be on the tour, won't he? United and Chelsea seem to be after the same players, says United in the stands. Somebody just said Willian. I can't see Chelsea selling us anything now. Lukaku followed United. Well, Lukaku's a United player. Let's have it. And what? There's a lot of people saying check Dimarzio, but I've checked Dimarzio about 3. I always check Dimarzio, and he's not saying anything. So I don't know what people are on about that, because I can't see anything that he's said that is of interest to United tonight. Just double check something else. I'd hate to miss it. No, there's nothing. Could Perisic become number 7? Oh, I don't like giving new signings the number 7 unless it's one of the best players in the world like Griezmann. I don't like giving new signings the number 7 shirt. I think we've had our fingers burnt there with Memphis. Okay. What midfield do you want at Manchester United? Says Goku watches Arsenal. Fabinho or Nainggolan would be my first choice. We're very close to 1,000 likes, everybody. So drop us a like. That would be fantastic. And we should hit 1,000 likes while we're live. And if you're new to the United stand, we're not far off. I mean, we passed 100,000 about a month ago, which was fantastic. But we're not far off another big significant number, 110,000. We're only 190 subscribers off it. So if you are one of the 4,000 watching at the moment, bottom right hand corner there is an icon. Subscribe, and you will be one of those numbers pushing us up to 110,000, which is fantastic. But that just reminds me, actually, as I said, I'll do the ramble with Robbie tomorrow, which is where I go for a walk with my dog Robbie, and we talk about what will be the Sunday morning headlines tomorrow, in a nice surrounding, unless it's raining. It was nice last week. And that will be 11 o'clock. I'll do that at around 11 o'clock, but it'll be off my phone, so I can't put a stream up before. It just goes live. So if you want to know about when we're going to go live, it will be about 11 o'clock. Follow us on Twitter at UnitedStandMUFC. I'll put a tweet up there with the link on when I do go live. Or subscribe, click the bell. If you are a subscriber, click the bell, and you'll get notified when we go live. That is nearly that. Obviously spoke about Perisic. Wouldn't be surprised if that happens very, very soon. Rodriguez to decide his future in the next 48 hours. Still, what concerns me the most, not concerns me, excites me, we don't know who the centre defence midfielder is going to be. We don't know who that's going to be. There's nothing about that. Bit about Eric Dyer. Matic, I don't think that'll happen anymore, hopefully. Matuidi, that Raiola link could be important. Fabinho, we need to do it though. I don't know what's holding us back. But as I said, I think it's going to be a very, very busy few days for us on the United stand, because I think there's going to be a lot going on with United. I know we're on the tour tomorrow, but we don't play for another week, and a lot of teams aren't going on their tour until during the next week or so. So we need to try and get some deals done. Thanks everyone for watching. We've gone past 1,000 likes, which is fantastic, and I will hopefully see you all at 11 o'clock for the ramble. But as I say, if anything happens later on, we will go live. Thanks for watching. I really enjoy the Saturday night show. We do Skype on a Monday and we do Skype on a Thursday, where you can Skype in. I did Skype this morning. If somebody signs, we'll do a Skype show on the evening as well. But I like the Saturday Night Live because it's total interaction with the live comments, which, you know what, as I said before, I think it's the best place for Manchester United chat out there. I think it's fantastic, the conversations you all have. So keep at it, keep getting involved, and I'll see you all in the morning, if not before. Thanks for watching.